Thank you, Maurice. My name is Winnie. I'm one of the priests at Trinity Church. And on behalf of Trinity and Mark Bazzuti Jones, who usually gets to be here with me for this, we are so grateful to be here. I'll be brief, but that last conversation was so rich that I might have to say a little bit about it. I'm here in New York City on the unceded and historic land of the Lenni Lenape, and it is our Thanksgiving weekend here in New York. And so we are thinking about our history, and Thanksgiving is as close to a harvest festival as we get in the United States. And it is marked as the memory of the end of the Civil War and that historic moment to resist slavery in this country. Sojourner Truth with Frederick Douglass was at an event in 1963 where Frederick Douglass, the great abolitionist and formerly enslaved person, as was Sojourner Truth, had made a statement that sort of implied we were on our own in the struggle to resist slavery, that no one was with us, and so we must fight to the end. And Sojourner Truth gets up as someone who had had access to very little education, had freed herself and freed her family, a famous liberationist in our country, and asked this question: is God dead? So I remembered it because it's on her grave marker, is God dead? And what she meant was what we just talked about. Is it really just theology and the law and us and our arms? Is that it? Or is God alive, creating with us, seeking our liberation, struggling with us, so that God's creation is restored? So clearly I'm a priest. I believe God is very much alive and with us. And I am so grateful to Maurice, to Sean Major Campbell, to all that have reached out to us, allowed us here in the US to walk alongside you as you all do this important work in the Caribbean and Africa and Asia. And to acknowledge that here in the US, in our political reality in the last couple of years, we've seen how theology and government and what we thought was the beginning of a social contract towards more liberation can be quickly turned around in public conversation and political conversation, and that we are less safe in this country than we were 4 years ago. And we hope that will change soon and is on the verge of changing. And so these conversations that acknowledge that theology has not been on our side, on the side of liberation, the law has not, the church has not, might not actually speak to the desire for human dignity and liberation, and might not at all speak to the nature of who God is. So thank you all. Thank you for letting us be alongside you and be a little bit of a supporter. And we hope to join you again in the future for more of these very, very important conversations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Winnie, very much. We're brothers and sisters. Yeah. The next speaker, I think, is Erica Lim, who is the program officer of the Arcus Foundation. Welcome, Erica.